right, the last example, we're going to solve for p. It says 1/3 p plus 5 equals 14. As a reminder, when there's a number in front of your variable, that means multiplication is happening. So this is 1/3 times p plus 5 equals 14. So step 1, identify our variable is the letter p. Step 2, identify the first thing that's happening to p. Well, what's closest to p is the times 1/3. So we're going to write times 1/3. After you multiplied p by 1/3, then we added 5 to that amount. So the second thing that happened to the letter p was plus 5. And all of that is supposed to equal our solution of 14. So that goes in this last box at the end here. Now we want to undo the operations that we saw to get p and solve for that, figure out what that equals. So what's the opposite of plus 5? We're going to go ahead and do minus 5 or subtract 5. What's the opposite of times 1/3? Well, the opposite of multiplication is division, so we will divide by 1/3. All right, so let's solve. What is 14 minus 5? Well, I know that 14 take away 5 gives me 9. And now I need to do 9 divided by 1/3. Again, if you don't know the answer to this in your head, you can go ahead and type it into your calculator. And when you do, you should see that 9 divided by 1/3 equals 27. So for this problem, our final answer is that p equals 27. So let's go over to the right and prove this algebraically. We're going to separate the left and right side of our equation, identify that variable. Again, it's p. We want to get this by itself. So first we're going to undo our subtraction. We're going to undo plus 5 with minus 5. And remember, when you're solving equations, whatever change you make to one side of the equal sign, you have to make on both sides of the equal sign. So plus 5 minus 5 equals 0. 5 minus 5 is nothing. It cancels each other out, which leaves us with just this 1/3 times p on the left side. On the right side, we are left with whatever 14 minus 5 is, which we know now is 9. So now I want to solve for p. So again, I'm going to undo what I see. This is 1/3 times p. So instead of multiplying by 1/3, I'm going to divide by 1/3 on both sides. And when I do that, that's going to cancel out this coefficient in the front because any number divided by itself just equals 1. So we are left with 1p, and that is going to be equal to whatever 9 divided by 1/3 is. And I again know that 9 divided by 1/3 equals 27. But if I wasn't sure, I would just type that in my calculator. So now we can see whether you solved with the box method or with algebra that the answer for p is 27. So now how could I make sure that that's correct? I should plug that 27 back into the equation and solve. So 1/3 times p, so times 27, since that's our answer, plus 5 should equal 14. So 1/3 times 27 would be first. 1/3 times 27 gives me 9. I bring down my plus 5 since I haven't solved that part yet, and that should equal 14. Well, sure enough, what is 9 plus 5? That's 14. So this is correct. So now that I plugged it back in and saw that it works, I know this is the right answer.